Happy Tuesday, NIO fam. We have insurance registration data, so we'll talk about that and a couple of other things a little later in the video. But first, let's start right here. December 30th through January 5th, we had this kind of carryover a couple days into the first part of January in 2025. NIO and Onvo combining for 5,300 insurance registration over that full week. And it's kind of fun to pull this up and look at Tesla down on the weekly side of things versus what they've done recently. So, I don't necessarily expect this in the short term to continue, but only 5,500 for them. So I thought that was kind of interesting and wanted to point it out, see if anybody had thoughts on that. Moving forward, the Onvo ramp, and this is one of the things I wanted to or will continue to talk about and track, is this first week would be comparative to this week from last month in December, 1,400. So obviously a bigger number to start out the initial first sort of partial week in January. And it was the third to fourth week in both of the last 2 months where we saw the biggest spike on the insurance registration data side of things for Onvo. So I'll be curious to see if we will see that again in this month of January. Also, since I'm thinking about it, January, I believe the 29th, late in January is when Chinese New Year starts. So we should get most of a full month of data from NIO on the insurance registration side of things. And then, of course, we'll later get the monthly delivery data from NIO as we move into February. But for now, still short term on the weekly side of things. And this is Mercedes, BMW, and Audi. And I like to track this because this is an indicator for me, because the majority of their sales are going to ICE vehicles. And NIO is outselling all three of them combined on the battery electric vehicle side of things. And what that tells me is we're still very early in the market penetration in the highest or most expensive sort of sub-segmented piece of the market with BEVs, battery electric vehicles. That means NIO can continue to take more market share. So anyway, that's just something that's on my mind. I'll continue tracking that as well moving forward. This, and shout out Thinker Car. I love this breakdown because this is the first through the fifth numbers. So we have what looks like the data from January for NIO and Onvo, 1,300 and 1,200 just for the first 5 days of the month. So if that data gets shared continually for the rest of the month, we can maybe track it a little more specific with fewer kind of estimates or guesstimates, if you will, with respect to how the monthly numbers will look. Also, NIO, and this from NIO on their NIO Global on the Twixter platform, announcing their 3,000th power swap station. And here's the thing, it took just 5 days for them to go from 2,900 to 3,000. They are clearly getting this down to a science where they can put these things out fast. So with 2,000 as the goal for this year in 2025, I'm wondering that'll take their total to 5,000. What does it look like with the breakdown, with Firefly coming out and with Onvo, how many? I think 2,000. There are over 1,000 now that Onvo can swap from or through. And I think the goal is to make that 2,000 by the end of the year. So I think we've got a lot of exciting things ahead in this year of 2025. Before I close out the video, kind of a personal note, I wanted to share this because I made a really abrupt big change on this platform, Twixter. I've seen it had a number of issues with this platform. One of the issues is the algo seemed to be, even though I was at one point following about 100 folks, including a lot of NIO global family community, that sort of thing. And I was not even being notified, even when I was following people and wanting notifications from them, I was still not getting those to my feed. And so I finally just stopped following almost everyone, including even the account that I think is William Lee's account, because I was curious what would happen. And what's crazy is I'm getting better NIO tweets fed into my feed. And I'm also actually seeing more of the people whose posts and tweets I wanted to see before when I was following them. So this is a crazy thing. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing anything like this, but I wanted to share it and also kind of point out that for those reasons, I'm just going to, for now, not follow very many, but I will still check in regularly with folks on there. So in any event, one of the reasons I had been following a lot of the NIO Global community was to be supportive. But in this case, because my main reason for being on the platform is research and being focused on the research, I want to keep in line with that. So anyway, I wanted to offer that kind of explanation, and then also put it out there in case anyone else has noticed strange things with that algorithm I mean, it seems like certain companies, Tesla, excuse me, had a cough there for a second, get more promotion for free or for nothing, or just seem to show up all the time. But maybe I'm just imagining things. Anyway, have a great day. Come back and see me again. I'll be back with more content. I took a few days off there to start the new year after I did all those videos, 13 videos actually, in just the last part of the year to start out this year of 2025. So I will be back with more content. There's a lot more to talk about and cover. Have a great day. See y'all again very soon.